Hey, what's up, guys? So, it's about 24 hours since we got the results of last night's special election, and I want to check in. How you doing? How y'all feeling? I have gone through a series of emotions, and what I have been telling people about the series of emotions that you're going through is to basically allow yourself to feel what you're feeling in the moment. If you're feeling disappointed that Gay Valmont didn't secure enough votes in order to win the election, feel sad about that in the moment. If you're feeling happy, if you're feeling inspired, if you're feeling motivated to use this as the floor of what's next to come, the next election, whatever that election may be, then I would say lean into that as well. But I wouldn't, in this, it's only been 24 hours, so I would not put us at the point where we are sort of forcing ourselves to feel something different than what we would ordinarily feel or what our bodies are feeling in the moment. So if you don't want to be bothered, don't be bothered. If you just want to go into seclude into a corner, do that. Don't do it forever. Don't stay there, but allow yourself within these next 72 hours to just feel the feelings that you're having in this moment. So let's get into what I wanted to talk to today, because there is actually a lot of good news. We did not win this election, but we had so many different tangible wins that hopefully you all, if you're feeling upset about not winning the election, about gay not winning the election, hopefully you can be happy about the tangible wins that we captured in this election. But before we get to the wins, let's first of all thank everyone who volunteered, who sent postcards. You'd be surprised how many organizations contacted me asking for mailing lists to send postcards. So people who sent postcards, people who made phone calls from all over the state, who made phone calls to people in our district on our behalf in order to encourage them all to get out and vote. So we want to make sure that we could not have done this without the coalition of people, not only within the state, but around the country, who reached out and said, hey, how can we help? And as you can see, when we have a coalition of people who come together in order to see a goal, or have a goal and then see that goal to fruition, you see how we move the needle. We're going to get into how we've moved the needle in a bit, but those people really need to be thanked. There's so many people, so many names out there that it's just, if I were to start naming people, I would forget someone and then feel terrible. But just know that if you contacted me, if you contacted the Santa Rosa County Democrats, if you contacted the Escambia County Democrats or the Walton County Democrats or the Okaloosa County Democrats, giving help, letting and asking them what do they need in order to help Gay win this election, all of us across all the counties are extremely appreciative of everyone who volunteered in order to make this happen. And the people who donated money to us, people who are like, I don't know you, I don't know what you do, but I saw you on social media, you do good work, so here, take $50 and hopefully you guys can do something with it in order to help get Gay elected. And we definitely use that money. It costs money to send text messages. It costs money to make phone calls to people. It costs money to send postcards. Post is not cheap. So a lot of the things that we did and a lot of the volunteers who helped us, it still cost us money to do these things. And so we do appreciate all the people who donated as well. So let's get into some of the successes, all right? Let's see. So what we know so far is that the Democrats actually flipped Escambia County, which was a county that was carried by Trump just 4 months ago by 19 points. And now Escambia has flipped that county blue in this special election. This, I believe, is the canary in the coal mine. A lot of the media has been sort of, I think that because Democrats lost in the 1st Congressional District, which, by the way, is the most conservative, most Republican district in the state of Florida, and because Gay did not win the election, it's sort of been written off. There's a few people, in the media echo chambers that are, saying that there are some rumblings and there's some shifts, but this is truly the canary in the coal mine for the rest of the country. If one county went 19 points and turned blue in 4 months, just imagine what could have been done across the entire district had there been more time in order to in this special election. So this is like seismic. If you only knew how happy we are, and even though I don't live in Escambia County, I share in the joy as if I did live in Escambia County. People on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram are excited that there has been this shift in Escambia County in order to have it be more representative of what the people who live there actually feel. They felt unrepresented, particularly in Congress, for a generation. And so now for them to feel like, hey, if we do put our, if we put our work together, if we put our heads together, if we all work together, and if we invest financially, spiritually, volunteer-wise, labor-wise, if we invest, things and shifts can happen. And so I did a video maybe like a month or so ago saying that shifts happen. I even had a shirt. It said shifts happen. This is what I was talking about when I say shifts happen. But it ain't the only shift that has happened. This is just another article that was in WEAR, which basically, tells us again that Escambia County turns blue for the first time in decades as Democrats cut GOP margins, which was the goal. We accomplished that goal. We more than cut their margins. We slashed the margins that they had in this last election. So that's important. I also want to mention that Santa Rosa County also crushed turnout in this particular election. Santa Rosa County Democrats outpaced Republicans by over 10 points. We cut the lead from Trump. Santa Rosa County was a plus 50 Trump district, which means that Trump won Santa Rosa County by 50 points. Petronas only won Santa Rosa County by about 28 points. So Santa Rosa County slashed that lead by 22 points in 4 months in a special election cycle. Do you know how many districts out there would love to slash Republican gains, or hell, any type of gains by 22 points? That is a seismic shift. If Republicans are not paying attention to what this Doge agenda is doing to people across the country, y'all better pay attention to Florida's 1st congressional district. Y'all better listen. We're going to get into the candidate who ran under the Republican Party in a bit, but let's not forget about Okaloosa County. The Okaloosa Democrats outperformed Republicans by 8 points and led in vote by mail. So Okaloosa County Democrats turned in more vote by mail ballots than Republicans, which is important because we're always encouraging everyone to vote by mail, and you all make sure that you re-enlist in vote by mail. If you're watching this, you probably already are enrolled in vote by mail, but we want everyone to re-enroll in vote by mail. House District 3, which covers parts of Santa Rosa County as well as Okaloosa County, the northern side of Okaloosa County, has a state house race that's going to be coming up in June. And we still want everybody to register, re-enroll and vote by mail. There's no such thing as off-year elections. Every year is election year. Every year, not just every 4 years, not just every 2 years, but every year is election year. And so it's sort of been a misnomer that, every 4 years we gear up for election. No, we're done doing that. Every year we're going to continue to stay in you guys' inboxes, to stay in your neighborhoods, to stay knocking on your doors, to continue to ask what it is that you all need from your elected representatives in order to make your lives better. So if you have any questions, you just let me know. Tracy says, I'll just add that. Tracy says, thank you for all your hard work. No, thank you for all of the hard work. Yes, this was hard, but we could not have done it without all of the volunteers. This is a people-powered campaign. Literally us, our blood, our sweat, our tears, our money, Our time away from our families, our time away from work, our time spent not going on vacations that we deserve. This is how the work gets done, believe it or not. This is not something that happened in a vacuum. Us making these substantial gains, it happened because people took the time out of their daily schedules and their daily lives, time away from their families, time away from the activities that they would normally do, time away from their hobbies, time away from their wellness, in order to ensure that we inched closer and closer to victory. And we certainly need more people. We, believe it or not, we had a lot of volunteers, but this demonstrates that we need more. That we made gains, but it wasn't enough gains to put us into victory. So we need more volunteers. We need to double the amount of volunteers. We need to double the amount of donations. But hopefully people will see now that when we have the people who are able to volunteer, when we have the individuals who are willing to do postcards, when we have volunteers who are willing to make phone calls, changes and shifts can happen, right? So on another note, let's talk about Jimmy Patronis. There ain't much to really say about him if we're being honest. There's not really much to say. This is a guy who didn't even care enough about the voters in his district to show up and tell them what he was going to do for them on their behalf. He didn't show up to forums. The Republican Party allowed him to phone call in, like if this was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, like phone a friend. And to be honest, a lot of the other candidates who were running in the Republican primary, I am shocked that they were not more vocal about how they were just allowing this candidate who does not live in the district. He does not live here, y'all. Republicans just elected a man who does not live in a district, who didn't show up to forums, who didn't show up to debates, who didn't show up to town halls, who didn't promise that he would do anything on their behalf, and they just let him walk into Congress. And they're going to be the first ones complaining at the county commission meetings, complaining at city council meetings. They're going to be the first ones complaining about what's not happening in our district, about why things are moving in a certain direction that they disagree with, why their benefits are being cut. They're going to be the first ones complaining, and yet they put that fool in office, even though he never promised them anything. But guess what he did promise? I watched a little bit of his victory speech, and this fool said that he is going to help Trump prevent female athletes from female trans athletes from participating in sports, because that's what congressional voters from Escambia County, Santa Rosa, there ain't even any trans athletes in sports in this district, by the way. Hell, y'all, Republicans are so evil to these people that y'all done ran them all off. Like they don't even want to live here anymore because you've made it so unsafe and unwelcoming for them. You think they want to play in your damn sports now? But yeah, that's what he's going to go to Washington to do on behalf of the people of Florida, is to make sure that trans athletes who don't even exist in this area don't play in sports. So he has not promised to address property insurance. He's not promised to address any of the affordability crisis that we're experiencing in this area. He's not promising to address responsible infrastructure in this. He certainly ain't promising anything to veterans. But he's going to make sure y'all don't have trans people in sports, okay? So I hope that helps y'all sleep at night. I really do. I hope it does. I hope you are able to do everything that you need to do. I hope, not knowing that trans athletes won't be in sports, I hope that pays your bills. I hope that pays your property insurance. I hope it pays your property taxes that are high as well. I hope it ensures and allows you to be able to have the American dream, which is escaping many of us due to the affordability crisis and inflation. So on that note, guys, I'm still in a good mood. We have moved the needle, and we're going to ensure that every Floridian has the freedom to be healthy, prosperous, and safe. And what that's going to look like moving forward, you all will see in the upcoming weeks. We have another race coming up, like I said. So Okaloosa, Escambia, and Santa Rosa County are going to have that coalition that we've built so far in order to ensure that we can maximize turnout for House District 3 as well. So until then, bye guys. Take care of yourselves. And come volunteer with the Santa Rosa County Democrats. Bye.